Hey everyone, doing a quick unboxing from my couch whilst I wait for the broadband to come back to life, if it comes back to life. A little bit concerned about this. I wanted to get it done quickly because this box has not survived transit from the States at all, and I need to make sure that none of the miniatures are damaged. But first off, for those that don't know, this is Malifaux 1988. It is a special set of 6 miniatures. I think it's 6. Might be 5. For the Malifaux line, which is sort of a dark steampunk Lovecraftian fantasy setting. It's a skirmish game, and these are for the Arcanists. But these are special because they are 1988 style, so they're more kind of cyberpunk and retro wave kind of style. So I immediately had to have them, obviously. These were done as a special for Gencon, and because of COVID, Gencon didn't happen, what they decided to do was do this box set as a Gencon weekend special on their web store. So if you went onto their web store during what would have been Gencon weekend, you could purchase this for the princely sum of, I think it worked out at like 60 quid. What was in dollars? It was like $75 or something like that, I think. But yeah, it worked out at about 60 quid, which is, when you think about the amount of miniatures you're getting, not actually that much money. So let's start by just talking about the box, because as much as it's battered to fuck, it's a nice box. Like, you've got really nice, very definitely 80s themed artwork on the front. I really like the backdrop. Kind of reminds me of the backdrop for River City Girls, actually. And you've got this lovely sort of 2-colour line art of the different miniatures that you've got in the box set. On the back, you've got sort of 3D renders of the miniatures, because I'm pretty sure all of the Malifaux stuff is 3D renders that are then printed on hard plastic. So we've got Gumdrop, Spritz, Mad Mop, King Crybaby, can't possibly think who he might be modelled after, Tagline, and Mean Streak. And these bits underneath where it says counts as forgeling, counts as rail worker, that's so that you can use them in games of Malifaux and tells you what they relate to in the standard Malifaux Arcanists line. Right, let's get the box open. Oh yeah, you've got art on the sides of the box as well, which has been absolutely trashed by the postal service, whoever it was. Somebody fucking stamped on this, I swear, because it was a mess when I opened the box. So let's see what we've got. That's the box out of the way. Actually, I'll just leave that there as a nice backdrop for everything. So, Bago bases, which you can probably see that's actually been damaged by the amount of pressure that's gone on top of it. We've got some character cards. I'll open that packet in a second and we'll have a look through them. And a couple of sprues of hard plastic minis. So Malifaux is 28mm. It's not heroic scale, it's, for want of a better description, true scale. So there's quite a lot of small fiddly bits, which is why I immediately panicked when I saw the state the box was in, because the last thing I want is to have broken collector's edition minis, as it were. But yeah, it looks like everything's okay. When I shook the box, no little bits fell out, so that's a good start. In spite of a pretty rough trip here, they seem to have done okay. I can't see anything that's broken. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Let's just check we've got all parties present and accounted for. One thing I really like about Malifaux's sprues is that it tells you who you've got. So there's the bits for Mean Streak. That's Mean Streak. There's the bits for Tagline. That's Tagline. There's the bits for Jojo, I mean King Crybaby. Seriously, live in that pompadour. And the bits for Mad Mop, who is that one. And then on the other sprue, we should have Gumdrop and Spritz. Let's have a look. So don't think this one actually tells you which bits are which. Oh, it does. I'm just blind. There we go. So this top half here is the bits for Spritz. That one's Spritz. That's a fish. That's a fish in a tank. Not a fish tank though. And the bits for Gumdrop. Who is that one? Should be quite fun, I think. Interesting dynamic pose, a little bit of scenery, always cool. Right, let's have a look at these character cards then. Just gonna zoom in on the box while I fight with my other hand to get the packet open. Right, still no sign of me broadband. So we got the Gumdrop one. So again, these are very similar to the kinds of things you'd expect with Malifaux itself, but they've really like turned up the 80s dial, and I am a-okay with that. Like the Malifaux stuff I'm used to, because I played yonks ago. I don't know if it's changed since then, but it was like little foldable cards that you could laminate, and it had like checkboxes on one side. So let's see, this does not have checkboxes on. Yeah, so it's very possible that that's changed since I last played Malifaux. I should really get back into it. But I mostly bought these because I wanted to paint them. I have a problem, and we all know this, and the first step is admitting you have a problem. Yeah, so that's hers, and it's got the information for the character she counts as on the back as well, which is useful. And we've got the King Crybaby one. So these are really nice as well because you get a much better view of the character art, and it is really nice art. So it's, you know, it's worth having a copy of. Mad Mop, who looks sufficiently badass, I must admit. Like, I'm gonna have a lot of fun painting all that cabling, you know? That's gonna be fun. And then we've got Mean Streak. Oh, Tagline and Spritz are stuck together. There's the Tagline one. And just look at the detail in that, it's so pretty. And then if you compare that to the actual miniature as well. They've got it very, very close to the artwork, which is always nice. Shovel faster. And last but by no means least, Spritz. Fish tank. Tank fish? Tank fish. So that's the Malifaux Nightmare Edition 1988 Arcanists box. Gencon 2020 special. I'll probably end up building and painting these for Hobby Happy Hour at some point. Yeah. That's that. Still no broadband though, so that's shit. Alright. Bye folks.